I walked out of this expo with a full memory card, tired legs, and a head full of questions. Not questions like why don't we have this? Because I already know the answer. Infrastructure takes time, investment takes time, history takes time, but a different kind of question. What would it look like if we did? What would the African or the Kenyan cinema look like with such advancements? Because the truth is, we have the stories. We have always had the stories. We have the color, the chaos, the beauty, the pain, and the culture that goes so deep that it would fill 1,000 films. What we don't have yet is the infrastructure that makes those stories look the way they deserve to look. And that's what this series is about. Not to make you feel like we are behind and we should give up, but to show you what exists, what is being built, what is possible, so that the next generation of African filmmakers, the ones who are right now shooting on their phones, scrapping together every shilling, can see this and think, this is where I'm going. That's what I'm building towards. We don't have this back home, not yet.
Hello guys, I know it's been a while, so today I'm back with another video. I'm here at the Eurocine 2026. It's a different type of content from what I usually post, but as we all know, a few months ago I started a series called We Don't Have This Back Home. I'll be showcasing what these people in developed countries are doing that we who come from developing countries don't have or we are struggling with. So this is a filmmaking expo in 2026, one of the biggest and largest exhibitions that we have here in Europe. So we'll be diving in with me here as we see some of the high-end gears that these people use to make their films, that used to shoot their movies that you see in Netflix, Hollywood and all that. And as we come with me, we'll see how advanced this industry here in Europe it is. And I hope you enjoyed through this journey, and let's make our countries a better place.
Now, before you could even step one foot inside this place, you had to have registered online beforehand. This was a professional event, and I remember standing at the registration desk, picking up my tag and just thinking, this feels different. On one side of the building, seminars and workshops were already running, real filmmakers at the top of their game sharing knowledge. But I'll be honest with you, I didn't go in there. Because the moment I stepped through those doors and got outside into the second hall, everything else stopped existing. The very first thing that stopped me dead on my way was outside between the two buildings, Special Grip Hungary, and let me tell you, I was not prepared for what I was about to see. There was a Tesla, a Porsche Macan, and a fleet of Ford trucks, all of them modified with camera cranes and complex grip utilities. The low flatbeds and movie-grade rigs were also on site, clearly showcasing the excellent application of science and mechanics in film production. These cars had been turned into film production machines, but back home, a Tesla is basically a celebrity. We have less than 5 in the whole country. A Porsche Macan, that's a car you see on social media and dream about. Here, they welded a camera crane onto one. And then they had the Scorpio cranes by the Service Vision. These huge and high-end camera crane systems with expensive heads and monster bases. Mounted on trucks, on track wheels, and on vehicle rigs, Special Grip Hungary rents and builds these custom setups for film productions across Europe. This is the kind of infrastructure that makes Hollywood-level car scenes possible.
but it has served in like movies like the Gran Turismo and a lot of car chases and stuff.
Yeah.
We sometimes use it Porsche. But
Is that a Cayenne or Macan? What is it?
no, it's a Macan.
Macan, okay. Yeah,
But the Tesla has a better acceleration, and we needed to get the new car specifically for Gran Turismo, for example, because the race scene when they started, they needed to keep up with the cars.
Yeah.
Porsche just couldn't.
Yeah.
Right at the entrance of the second exhibition hall, there was Ludwig, a German company, and if you know anything about optics, you know Germans don't play when it comes to glass. These people specialize in camera lenses and high-end film rentals. I got to see and hold some of their lenses, and when they started explaining about the 100 prime anamorphic lens, I honestly felt a little embarrassed at how much I didn't know. But that's exactly why I was here. That's exactly why I made this video. Okay, let me tell you about a moment I will not forget for a long time. ARRI. The Alexa 35 and the ARRI Alexa Mini. If you're in the film world, you already know. If you're not, this is a camera that shoots some of the biggest films and TV shows on the planet. Directors of photography fly across continents just to get their hands on one, and there I was. I had to stop myself from acting too excited in public, but inside, I was completely losing it. Then right across from ARRI was BlackMagic Design, represented by their certified dealer, New Media AV. And this is where the things got genuinely unbelievable. They had two 12K resolution cameras and then their 17K resolution camera, 17,000 pixels. Yes, I had to say that again in my head a few times. For context, most phones shoot at 12 megapixels. This camera shoots video at 17,000 pixels wide. I tried different LUTs they had loaded in, watching the image transform from flat log footage into something that looks straight out of a Netflix original. They also walked me through the menu, the key settings that matter for professional film production. Now, if there was one booth that stopped everyone in their tracks, it was United Illusions Virtual Production Studios. They are home to the largest virtual production LED screen in the entire Central and Eastern European region. And they brought it, well, a smaller version of it. Imagine a massive LED screen, floor to the ceiling, displaying a hyper-realistic jungle environment. And in front of it, an Aston Martin. And in front of that, a camera on a dolly rails. This is the technology behind those Marvel scenes where the characters are driving through forests, flying through cities, standing in the middle of a war zone, and none of it actually exists. It's all a screen. Back home, we use real locations because that's all we have, and sometimes that gives you authenticity. But what we lose is control, the ability to change the weather, the lighting environments, time of the day at the push of a button. That's what virtual production offers, and Europe is already deep into it. Then there was these 9 Red Raptor cameras, 9 of them, yes, rigged together into a single frame. This system captures 360-degree footage in real life, which is then used inside virtual production environments. Basically, they go out into a real forest, a real street, or a real car chase scene, and capture the environment in every direction simultaneously. The footage gets stitched together into a seamless 360 background, and when you put it behind an LED volume like the United Illusions, the result is indistinguishable from reality. And then I saw the RocketCinema Robot Arm, and I genuinely stood there for a second. A fully automated robotic camera arm, controlled by a software, in this case, IO Builder running alongside Blender. The operator was kind enough to explain the whole system to me. The robot is capable of performing calibrated movements, tracking and repeatable automated shots, meaning you can program a move, run it once, and run it exactly the same way 50 times in a row. Perfect for VFX, for product shots, or for anything that needs precision that a human arm physically cannot achieve. This isn't the future, this is now. This is what's happening in the European studios right now. Sony was also there with two of their flagship cinema cameras, the Sony Burano and the Sony Venice 2. If you watched European dramas, commercials or high-end documentaries in the last 2 years, there is a good chance one of these cameras was behind the image. What struck me at the Sony booth was how approachable the gear felt. High-end, yes, but designed for working filmmakers. That's Sony's reputation, and seeing them here confirmed they are not sleeping on the cinema market. And honestly, that was barely half of the floor. Let me just walk you through the rest, because I don't want you to miss any of it. Aperture, Nanlux and Godox, their lights were everywhere and they made the whole expo feel like it was lit by a film set, because it was. Then there was PixelBoom, a very high-speed camera that records up to 1800 frames per second at 2K video resolution and 1000 frames per second at 4K resolution. We did an experiment, I'll just say this. When you see something happen in real time and then watch it play back over 30 seconds of footage, your brain takes a moment to catch up. Slow motion at this level doesn't even look like slow motion anymore. It looks like time stopped. There was also a compact company called BitPath, and this one really got my attention. They have built a camera remote control system that uses IP addresses instead of Wi-Fi for connections. You can operate multiple cameras from a long distance with zero delay. And then they showed me a prototype app, not even released yet, that will let cinematographers control up to 6 cameras simultaneously from a single iPad. Yes, 6 cameras, 1 iPad, and remotely. Tilta also had their rigging systems on display, and I tried their Sony FX30 rig. All aluminium, heavy duty, and built like it could survive a war. And the iPhone rig? Stunning. As someone who started on a phone and worked up to a proper camera, holding that rig felt like seeing where this world started and where it's going, all in one piece of hardware. Flowscene was offering live Steadicam tutorials, and I decided, why not? I had never operated a Steadicam before in my life. The instructor started explaining and I'm thinking, this is going to take me a week to figure out. I nailed it on the first try, under guidance, sure, but still, clocked it. Video King had a spread of new Canon gear, the C50, C80, C400, name them, and a probe lens that I had genuinely never used or even seen up close before. You've seen it in food commercials and nature documentaries, now I know what it feels like to hold one. Back in the main building, the one where registration happened, the seminars were still running all day. Real industry professionals, directors of photography, gaffers, VFX supervisors, camera operators with credits on actual feature films, talking, teaching, and sharing, all free of charge. This is a community that takes its craft seriously, and I found that, for some reason, more impressive than any single piece of gear that I saw. If you want to see the episodes 1 and 2 of this series, Links are right here. If this is your first time on this channel, please subscribe because we are just getting started. And if you're watching this from Kenya, from Nigeria, from Ghana, or from anywhere on the continent, this video is for you. See you on the next one.